Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a repository locally on your computer and then push it to GitHub. Okay, when it comes to using GitHub and Git, it's all about using commands. Okay, so there are some commands I'm going to show you how to use that will take you from the beginning step of creating your repo and pushing it to your GitHub remotely. So the first thing we want to do is you want to first of all create a repo on your computer. And before that, make sure you choose where you want to save it on your computer locally. So now I'm going to use the terminal that I've got on my Windows computer, which is Git Bash. Okay, if you don't have Git Bash, make sure you download Git Bash if you have a Windows computer, or you can download the terminal if you have a Mac computer. So I'm using Git Bash, so make sure you download that before you start. So now I'm going to choose where I'm going to create my repo. Okay, so in my Git Bash terminal, as you can see, I'm going to just cd into document, okay, because I want to create the repo in my document folder. And then I'm going to use a command called ls-la. This command basically is going to show me what I've got in my documents so that I can pick a folder to create my repo in. So I'm going to, and on Mac actually, you can use the same command, but on Mac it's LA instead of ls-la. But on Windows, this is what it's called. So basically shows me what I've got in this document, and I'm going to decide to just create it in here actually so that it can go along with this other files. So I'm going to use another command, mkdir. This command is basically going to create the repo for me. Okay, so I'm going to name my repo let's just say dash test dash repo, as you can see, and I'm going to press enter. And now that I've created my repo, I'm going to go into my repo by using cd test. I'm going to press the tab button, and that will complete the words for me. And I'm going to create and now I'm inside my repo, as you can see. But now that I'm inside my repo, it's not done yet. As you guys can see, I'm still going to go into the repo to see what I've got in there by using this command again. And as you guys can see, there's pretty much nothing in that repo at the moment because I haven't created anything. As you guys can see, I have used my git init command to create a repo inside the test repo folder. So now I'm going to git status. This is another command to show me that I'm inside this folder here that I created, and there are no commits yet, and that's because I have no files. I haven't created any HTML files or any CSS files or any README files as well. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so now I'm going to create a README file because I'm inside this folder. So I'm going to use another command. I'm going to use this touch command, which this touch command allows me to create specific files. So I'm going to use the touch command to create a readme file, readme.md. Then I'm going to press enter. And now I have created a readme file inside this folder here. So from there, I'm going to git status again, and that will show me this get status is another command that basically shows me what changes I have made. Okay, as you can see, it's telling me that I've created a file that is currently untracked, as you guys can see. So now if I want to track this file that I just created, I'm going to use another command, git add dot. Now there are two commands I can do this with. I can either say git add and then the name of the file like this .md, which will basically track that specific file, or I can just say git add dot, and this git add does this command basically just tracks everything. Okay, instead of having to track specific files in case you have multiple files that you just edited in your project. So I'm just going to use, it's better to use this command so you can track everything, every changes that you've made. And then I'm going to press enter again, and then from here I'm going to use another command, git commit dash m, and the m stands for message. Okay, so in quotes I'm just going to update, I'm just going to give a title to what I've just done, the changes that I have made. So I'm going to say uh yeah, added a, let me put that in capitals, added a readme dot md file. Okay, now and then I'm going to add another message. This will be for the description of the changes that I've just made. When it comes to committing your changes, you want to make sure you give a nice description and then a message as well. Okay, you want to, this first one here is the title of the changes that I've made, and now this second one is the description that goes into a little bit more detail. You don't have to write an essay, just something that is meaningful of the changes that you made. So now I'm just gonna say created repo locally, then added readme.md file, right? Then I'm gonna press enter, and as you can see, it's updated me saying that one file has been changed. So now from here, what I want to do is I want to, because as you can see, what we're doing here is we're creating a repo locally. For now, there's been nothing remotely on our GitHub. So I'll go to my GitHub now, then I will just create a new repository, okay? And in this repository, what I'm going to do is I can just give it the same name. As you can see, this is what I called my repo, test dash repo. So here, test dash repo, that's what I will name this repository, but it's going to be empty. Okay, I'm not going to add any markdown file. I'm not going to click on this. You see, I'm going to unclick this because I've already created a readme file here in my folders. Okay, but I'm just going to create an empty repo on my GitHub. Then I'm going to click create repository. Then I'm going to go to copy the code, the SSH. This is the code that we need. Okay, we need this code here. That's the I think that's the HTTPS code. So I'm going to copy that code. Then I'm going to go back into my Git Bash terminal. Then from here, I'm going, because I want to link my local repo that I'm creating. I want to link it with this repo that I've just created on my GitHub so that I can be able to connect them together and push them to GitHub. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use another command, git remote add origin. Then I'm going to copy the link. This link that I copied, I'm going to paste it in front of this, in front of this command. Then I'm going to press enter. As you guys can see, then I'm going to use another command, git remote dash v, which will show me proof that I've actually linked them together. As you guys can see, you can see the fetch and the push. This is now showing me that yes, I have connected my local repo to my uh my repo that I created on GitHub. So now the connection has been made using these two commands. So now from here, I can be able to just git push origin main. Using this final command will allow me to push what I've just done locally. Remember, we've created a repo on our local computer. We've created a readme.md file, and now we're ready to just push everything to GitHub so that we can connect what we have locally into what we're going to have remotely on our GitHub servers. So now I'm going to press enter. And now it's saying that failed. Hold on. I wonder what how that failed. Let me see. Oh, I know why that failed. I didn't add. Let me see. Git add origin. Yeah. It's supposed to be git push origin master. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, because it can see this says master, so you use whatever it says on your computer here. If it says master, you should use master. If it says main, you should use main. But I'm going to use master, and it's going to work just fine now. There we go, as you guys can see. So now if you go to my GitHub, as you can see, it still looks empty now, but if I refresh, you will see the changes that I've made. So let me refresh now. There we go. As you guys can see, this is what we've done. This is the repo name. This is the file that we created locally that we've now pushed, that we've now pushed to our GitHub. So if I want to do one more thing, let me actually clear all this. If I want to do one more thing, let's say we want to create another file. Let's say we want to create our index.html page. We will use the same command we used earlier to create the readme file, which is touch, and then the the name of the file, which is index.html, like that, and we'll press enter. You see that means it's created this file, and we'll use another command to open VS Code, which is code dot. And when we open VS Code, we'll be able to edit and update this file that we just created. So let's press enter. And from here, as you can see, we have our repo now open in VS Code. We have the two files that we've created, which is the uh, README file. Let me actually update the README file in our VS Code as well. And updating a README file like this, you use the hash to give it a headline, which is this README file is basically going to be what your project will be about. So you're going to put all the project information here that you and your team will be able to read, so that you know what the project is going to be about that you're creating, whether it's a website or a mobile app or whatever you're working on. So I'm going to give it a project name, which is let's just say something like test website. But obviously yours will be a lot more meaningful than mine because this is just a test. And then we're going to create a project scope, a description. Sorry. So this is a test website for um, our business. So just something that's meaningful. And then if you want to create a subheading, you use double hash, because when it comes to your README file, you can only have one main heading that you start with one hash. But then if you want to create another subheading, and it has to be with two hash in front of it. And then if you want to create another one, it has to be two hash in front of it as well. So let's just create a subheading here and just say project plan. And then below that, you can again give it a paragraph, like something like the plan of the project. The plan of the project is about creating a test website, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So just make sure yours is a lot more meaningful and detailed, okay? But this is just an example. And that's how you update your README file right inside VS Code. And let's actually go back into the HTML file that we created earlier, and um let's add let's add to that. Hold on. So let's add to that like this. What did I do there? Hold on. Yeah, doctype.html. Let's say HTML. Let's just add the head. Let's add body as well, right? And then let's add a paragraph, right? Hold on. Yeah. Hello world. So it's just something like this, okay? Just something as let's add the title as well. Let's add the title as well. Tests website. Okay, so just something like this. If you actually open it in the browser, let me open it in the browser using let me see. As you can see, this is the paragraph that we created, and this is the header that we gave it. Okay, so now that we've updated our index.html file, what we want to do is go into your git bash, or actually you can exit the git bash, right? Let's exit that actually, because now that we are in VS Code, you can go to the terminal here, new terminal, and open. As you can see, it opens in the folder that we're working on. So from here, we can use another command called git status. Remember, this command will show you the updates that you've made to your project. Let's press enter. And as you can see, that is telling us that we've modified our README file because we updated it with this information, and also we've updated our index.html file with this information as well, as it shows you here. So now from here, this is very helpful. So you know that you know what you're committing to your repo, remotely. So now from here, I can just use this command git. Remember this command git add dot, which basically says update all the changes. Okay, this is the best command to use. Instead of using a specific file name, just use the git add dot and say update all the changes and make sure you track everything. And then from here, I'm going to use the git commit command again, -m. M is for message. Then I'm going to update it with something meaningful to update what I've done in my local computer. So this is very helpful in case you're working with a team of other people, so that they know what you're working on, and they know what changes you made, so that they can also make the right decisions when they look at your code. So now from here, I'm going to just say added index.html file and updated readme.md file. And I'm going to write another description message by just adding a little bit more information to it. Updated homepage with a paragraph and title and gave it a title like that, and press enter. So now the final thing we need to do is, because we've linked our local repo to our remote repo earlier, all we have to do now is just git push origin master, and this will push everything that we've done locally into our remote repo on GitHub. So let's press enter, and there we go. That is all done. So I'm going to click exit from here. I'm going to click exit like that. There we go. Now, if you go back into the remote repo on GitHub and we refresh this, now, as you guys can see, the changes are live. This is actually amazing when you see the changes live. Remember, we created our repo locally. We updated the we created a README file as well locally. We updated it with this information about what our project is about. Then we created an index.html, and we also, if you click on it, you actually see that what we updated the index.html with as well. So that is how you create a repo locally and initialize your repo locally and then push everything to GitHub. So guys, if you're a beginner, you're going to do this over and over and over again as you continue to work on your project and continue to collaborate with other people. So this is a great step in learning how to be good at, you know, at pushing your work from your local computer to your GitHub remotely, okay, so that you can collaborate with teams and showcase your project and the amazing things that you're doing. You can showcase them, you know, online to other people using GitHub. So I hope you've learned a lot from this. This is the easiest way to do it. Okay, there is nothing complicated about this. It's very easy to understand. And if you've learned anything from this, make sure you leave a comment below and definitely watch more of my videos about GitHub as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.